Hello everyone. Oh my goodness, it's that time again, huh? It's a collab edition now. So anyways, this is future Langrisser installment on the major update we'll be getting next in global. This time around it will be Slayer's collab. Whew, it's finally that time, huh? What a great time to be alive. Anyways, let's get right into what banners do we have in store for this update. So let's get right into it. So first things first, before we begin, you may notice I actually changed up the style a little bit. I mean, it's just minor changes. Now I have a white border around the box, but and also the make it look more like a 3D-ish kind of aspect on the bottom right corner on when it comes to like the labeling of what those colors mean. So anyways, let's get right into the stuff that most of you wanted to hear about. So first off, the banners. The major update banner, of course, will be lasting the entire major update. This is a limited banner featuring Lina Inverse and Zelgadis. So yeah, I don't know. I just still couldn't pronounce his name right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Anyways, Zelgadis is the other character. I gotta say, a lot of people want Lena more than the other, which is understandably because how powerful she is when it comes to her talent, which I already mentioned in the other video, which is in Hall of Discussion, by the way. So if you haven't heard what her talent is, I recommend you watch that video because that's the main reason why she is pretty good in PvE and PvP. Like she's literally a mix of like probably like Yusuke or Rin, and then Lucretia on top of that. Like Jesus, man. And also Gentoki if you think that way. But most of the time, that's sort of true. But at the same time, I think she's more like Rin actually when it comes to think about like whenever an ally dies, or I mean for her in her case, after she finished her action or when an ally get hit by anything in general, she has like a 40% chance of becoming angry. But however, if one ally dies, she become angry instantly. So you can think of her like Rain almost mixed in with Lucretia blood. Oh my goodness, you probably don't want to mess with her when she's angry. So anyways, this will begin on November 16th, all the way to December 13th, 2023. And on week two, this will begin on the November 23rd, all the way to December 6th. And this will be featuring a raid-up banner featuring Saintess of the Ark and Mariandel. And then the other banner is a Wish banner featuring Langrisser 1, 2, and 3 heroes. So yes, this banner is going to be back every time on every major update. So yeah, don't worry if you miss them the first time. You always have your chance on the next time. But anyways, since those wish banners are usually treated as a raid up banner, so use them at your own risk. All right, on week three, starting on November 30th all the way to December 13th, which is the end of the major update, this will be featuring a Destiny banner as well as a Wish banner for Legacy of 4 and 5. The Destiny banner we have is Christiane, Licorice, and Mario. So yeah, these three are solid picks for your summoning. So if you're missing any of these characters, unless if you're missing Licorice, I mean Licorice is still good in some ways, but she's not PvP viable. Just to let you know, her days are already gone, but already long gone from now by now. Mario might have some usage, but not as great as other units I've seen so far. Christian is a solid pick, so if you're missing her for some reason, or actually if you haven't picked her up already, since you are new, or maybe you're trying to look for someone like a new faction buff for Princess Alliance, she's a good pick for the Destiny banner. So if you're just missing her, pull for her. But if not, I recommend you save your resources because later on we're gonna have to deal with another big banner that we had to summon. Or if you're low on resources, you don't have to do it because they usually come back every once in a while. Anyways, next up, on the last week of the major update, this will be featuring two Destiny banners. This will begin on December 7th all the way to December 20th. of 2023. And the first Destiny banner will be featuring Cortez, Alpha, and Gizarov. The next one is a classic returning of Ledin, Altamuller, and Rachel. So yeah, these two banners are quite solid to pick up. So if you're missing any of these characters, like at least one of them, pull for them. But if you don't care about certain units, you don't have to. And also keep in mind, you know Zilong, they like to shuffle things around. So be aware of what's going on in this banner lineup because you know things could change if we're not like if we think of the unexpected things that happen. Anyways, I don't think this will happen to this update, so take this as a grain of salt in case that this happens. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at what's next when it comes to what events or changes to expect. So yeah, there are actually a few things we gotta look at here. So yeah, of course this is the collab update, so that means there's gonna be Slayer's collab event, and this is where you get Gourry for free. So so yeah, this is excellent to those who want to grab a new unit. And also Gourry, I would probably say he's all right, but not really the best. You know, most of the free units that we get from collabs aren't usually great. But Iris is an exception, or Iris, depending on how you're gonna pronounce her name. Anyways, she is an excellent healer back in the day, but I don't see her used in Apex anymore because Liana or any other unit that can do teleport. I mean, Iris is basically both, to be honest. But I mean, she is unique in some ways, but you can still use her in other content as well. But she's not used that often nowadays, unless you're a Sakura Wars fan or something, like me, of course. And of course, the returning event of Skyline Tactics is coming back. So this is another version of Auto Chess that we're actually that is currently live right now in our current timeline, which means today is the 3rd of November. By the way, I forgot to say that in the beginning of the video, but you know. Anyways, this is the other version of the auto chess. So, yep. I don't know which one do you actually like the most, the Magic Tower Conquest or the Skyline Tactics game mode. These two are very different in their own ways, but the settings is considered auto chess. And finally, there's like the thing like chat frames are being added. I am not sure what this is, but this is something that's worth mentioning. So I think the chat frames, I don't know what they are. I think this is the customizable things, which I'm not sure of. We'll see when that time comes, because I wasn't sure if that's something to do like customization or something. All right, moving on. We got a new confession as well as new exclusives for this update. So first off, we got the exclusive. So one for Joel and Connie, and the other one is for Amadeus. So the first one, Joel and Connie, HP plus 10%. When Connie is within 3 tiles from Joa, Connie's damage dealt plus 15%. Joa grants a command when using channel interference skill. Enemies within 2 tiles of Joa can't be guarded when attacked by Connie. This command aura will last for 2 turns. So you may already tell this is a slight change when it comes to the description here. So previously this one's called this instead of like damage dealt plus 15%, it used to be crit damage. I decided to change it up a little to make it look more accurate. So it should be damage dealt instead of crit damage. I mean, it could go either way, but we'll see how it's handled in global because I'm not sure if it's crit damage only or it's the damage dealt. Because according to Langrisser, it's just damage. So yeah, I just went ahead and changed it up to damage dealt to make it more sense or something. But I mean, it could be other way around. But we'll have to see if it's like that in the game. But I'll let you know in the comments if I had to let you know if there are some errors with this. But for now, we'll keep this as is. All right. Next up, we got oh, actually, before I talk about Amadeus, Joan Connie's exclusive is actually something. So with this exclusive, she become the next assassin addition. Like what I mean assassin addition is that like most of the assassins do guard ignore, right? Well, Joa and Connie is actually joining the family like of that with the exclusive. So as long as she is within 2 tiles of Joa when entering the channel interference skill, those enemies cannot be guarded when they're close to Joa. So yeah, you can already tell Connie is gonna be insane when it comes to guard ignore. But however, not as insane as any other assassins so far because you do need to follow a condition of like they had to be close to Joa. Otherwise, the guard ignore would not work. All right, Amadeus. Amadeus weapon is actually well overdue and also well anticipated. So, anyways, attack and defense plus 5% for every stacks of divine tree armor. The damage dealt plus 5%. This was previously AoE damage, but I chose damage dealt to make a much to make it like as accurate as possible. But I don't know. It could just be AoE damage, but I might be wrong. When Amadeus HP is more than 40%, he doesn't die, and HP is restored by 20% and grants 4 stacks of divine tree armor to himself. And this can be triggered 2 times per match. So yeah, Amadeus is exclusive is something there. Like holy moly! It allows him to deal more damage for each of the divine tree armor he has, and then whenever his HP is above 40%, he has a revive effect, kind of like Yulia's in Yulia's style, and also HP is restored by 20%, and also grants 4 stacks of divine tree armor to himself after revive, I believe. So yeah, whenever Amadeus dies while being HP over 40%, so he will not die, but he will get 20% health back, as well as 4 stacks of divine tree armor once it revives, and this can be done 2 times per match. So that means he has 2 unflinching effects. So yeah, with this exclusive, Amadeus is gonna be nuts out there. And of course, the new confession is Awakened One. So I think some people use Amadeus out there, but I mean, when he was first released, he is awful. But with this gear, would it put him into the meta box? Maybe, or maybe not. We'll just have to see. Time will tell. All right, next up, let's talk about casting pattern skills this time around for our major update that's coming up next. So we got Towa, Azusa, Mariandel, and Kloss, or Close, or Chloe, depending on how you're gonna pronounce her name. I'll probably say Kloss because that's how she's pronounced in the game or spelled. So anyways, first off is Towa. Attack and defense plus 5%. If Towa has a faction buff effect, copies 2 more dispellable buffs when using tactical guidance skill. So yeah, this is a solid addition for Towa. So like, when you fully cast her, Towa will be able to copy up to 5 dispellable buffs from the ally that you're trying to target and apply it to them. So yeah, that's actually quite nice, letting her like copy 2 more instead of just three random dispellable buffs. So yeah, that's a nice upgrade for Towa. And the next one we're gonna talk about is Azusa's casting skill. Attack plus 5%. When Azusa has hard effect, which is the hard stack that she has on in the stat, like the buff and debuff menu. But if she has that, the magic damage plus 10%. When Azusa has soft effect, this will do the same but physical damage. So like if you have like a hard, your magic damage increases by 10%, but however if you have soft, your physical damage increased by 10%. So yeah, Azusa is actually a bit of an interesting unit to have, and she's still good out there in Apex. So having this on her is excellent. So like you'll be able to deal more damage this way. Up next we got Mariandel. Her casting skill increases her skill damage by 10%. or if 3 stacks of mana energy is consumed. Skill cooldown -1 after using an active skill. So yeah, this is another solid casting pattern skill for Mariandel. So like as long as she has 3 of those mana energy used up or stored, oh actually after use of course, the cooldown of a skill that she's using will be reduced by 1 turn, which is awesome. Doesn't sound a lot, but it is a slight improvement for Mariandel. And finally, we got Klaus, or Chloe, depending on how you're going to call her. In plus 10% when triggering the passive effect of Healing Hands. Applies a random buff to the affected targets. So this is straightforward. So as long as you're triggering this effect on the passive called Healing Hands, this will apply an additional random buff on the target that's affected. It could be multiple targets depending on who she hits with the support or something like when using a passive effect. So that's nice to have on her. In general, even though Klaus is a SR unit, she's been overshadowed by a lot of units nowadays. But with this one, this could actually give her an upper hand when it comes to giving your units some support that's needed. So anyways, moving on. Before we leave this video at that, I wanted to let you know what's going on in the update after Slayers goes away. So the next major update is gonna be huge, and when I mean huge, I really mean it, because the next major update is in fact the 5th anniversary. So yeah, Apotheosis is coming, so that's for certain. And also, what I heard about Apotheosis, he is extremely broken. Like he is extremely broken. So if you want to get him, yeah, if you have enough resources, that is, because we've been like, I don't know, like this update is gonna ask for your resources, and then now the next update is gonna ask for your resources as well. Like Jesus, man, give us a break. Oh my goodness, Apotheosis is approaching, and on top of that, there's SP Bernhard in this update too. Holy moly! So yeah, this update is gonna be wild. Like this is literally wild. And of course, on the bright side is everyone should be able to get a new SSR hero for free, and that one will be Captain Mac, or known as the cat that you see in Endless Voyage. So yeah, he's gonna be playable in this update. So yeah, don't forget to get that. Don't forget to get that one here because he's free after all. And of course, I think after that event's over, I think he'll be added as a off banner unit in the summoning pool. But I might be wrong. But we'll see how it goes from there. And of course, I hope you all find this video informative and have enough resources for the upcoming days because this is gonna be crazy. Like Jesus, man! First Slayers and now this. Come on! Oh my God, this is gonna make our resources suffer. Oh my goodness! Like literally, Apotheosis is coming, and also on top of that, Apotheosis is a limited unit too. Yeah, he'll be treated like the same as Watham and AO. So, yeah, we might expect him to return later on. But other than that, hope you all have a great day and think of your plans carefully. This is actually nuts. That's all I had to say. See ya.